This is our second touring day on the Upper Nile on Lake Nazer, and the temples are grouped, and I think that today we're going to see maybe 5. Yesterday I think 3. I could be wrong about that because there's so many of them. Remember, they located all of them from what was going to be flooded, and so they kind of grouped them around so that they would be on the shore where we could see them clearly and they could be explained. What a task it was to move all these. I believe, as I said before, they might be up to 17 of them that they were able to move. Tomorrow, the big day where we see al-Sambua, Abu Simbel, I'd say right, and that is just marvelous. A really big task, probably the most famous one that they moved. So, thank you for watching. Well, let's just show a little bit of Prince Abbas. These boats are beautiful. This is a Nile River boat, but this river boat, as I've described to you once before, is for the Upper Nile. And the Upper Nile is really a very, very large lake, Lake Nazer. So it's wonderful. It's very different from the Lower Nile. We have to get to where we're going by boat, of course. However, these are all small boats, so wherever we're going and whatever temple we're going to see, we have to access it mostly by these small boats. It's interesting how they do this. I want to just show you how they let us get to the shore. They have a pole and they hold it and it becomes our railing, and that is how we disembark. If they didn't have that, I think I would be in the water. There's a lot of walking here. Sometimes the distance between temples and parts are significant. Here we are at Wadi al-Sambua temple. This particular temple is significant for a number of reasons. Here's an old picture I found of it when it was submerged. Thought you'd like to see it. This particular temple dedicated to Amun-Ra. You can see some of the sphinxes with pharaoh heads on them. That makes this quite significant. Well, we're going to go in and see the sights, but we're interrupted by something that fascinated everyone. A baby crocodile. I've had it, it's about 3 months old since it was an egg in the sand. And it's always fascinating. Now, Michael, you're fascinated, but you're going to have to give it back, Michael. It's our photography. It's wonderful, wonderful photography. Give it back. Time to leave this particular temple and go to the second part of this particular temple, and it's going to be quite a distance. And we walk and we walk and we walk and walk and walk and walk, but it was a good exercise. We all needed it. Here's the second part of this temple. So I wanted to give you a view again of this wonderful, pristine area. This is Gaia personified. It's just gorgeous here. Time for another vendor before we get on the boat and have lunch and then come back. It's our boat. Happy group. Well, we have lunch and we have an opportunity to get off the boat one more time, see 3 more temples. And we are having to walk a lot, so look what we found. Horse and cart. There is Alon making arrangements for us to get on. Well, Alon, aren't you going to get on? Wait a minute, Alon. Okay, Alon didn't make it. Well, he's fit. He can walk. He's happy. This is inside the tomb of Amada. Coming up is the tomb of Penet. But what fascinated us yet again, this is a scorpion. Don't handle a scorpion, folks. They'll bite you. But this one didn't. We were promised it wouldn't. It probably had its stinger taken off, but I wouldn't have touched it. Look at this wonderful, wonderful, like moonscape. Someone wants to talk to you.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Monica Morani, and holding the camera is Lee Carroll. We have spent another beautiful day in Egypt. With me is our guide, Hisham. We have spent so many times traveling and looking at beautiful images within the temples, within the tombs, seeing a symbol, and the symbol is known as the Ankh. Also, the key of life is what it's been called. However, I keep seeing this Ankh and the key of life in a particular position by one of the gods or goddesses being placed before a pharaoh or someone else in front of the nose and the mouth. This is very common, and so I'm asking Hisham, what does this symbol mean, and why is it being placed in front of the nose and mouth of the pharaoh?
Oh, very good. This is one of the most famous symbols we see in every temple we go, in every tomb we go. We call it the Ankh, as it was written in the ancient Egyptian language. So Ankh, and people call it sometimes key of life, but it's not in fact a key, because the shape looks like a key, but Egyptians didn't call it key of life. It is the symbol of life. It's okay, so-called key of life. Ankh. It is one of the symbols, one of the amulets, one of the charms that ancient Egyptians use as a sign of life. But why this shape like that? Why the top of that oval shape and the lower part is straight and there are like two arms? It looks like the map of Egypt. If we just draw the map of Egypt on a paper, you can find that the north is like the delta of the Nile, the flourished one, the green one, and the valley on the banks of the Nile in the south, a straight course of water, and then two deserts, eastern and western deserts, the two arms. All those meet in the middle, which is the location of Memphis, the first capital in Egypt, 3200 BC. But you always find that the god is holding that in his hand. So we pretend that this is Egypt, Egypt in good hands, the hand of the god, and Egypt to be given by gods to the pharaohs. That's legitimacy. To be a legitimate pharaoh, you should show that the god is supporting you, giving you Egypt, Egypt in safe hand. And what's better than the hand of the god to save Egypt? So it is a symbol, and could be still one of the secrets, what exactly they meant by that. But it's always approached to the mouth or to the nose, so as if they wanted them to inhale that life. And inhalation brings you what? Air, and air is the secret of life. Without the air, we are dead. So without that symbol, that charm, that amulet, that symbol, we are dead. So we are inhaling that culture, that civilization, that life. And Egypt was considered life of the first life, the most luxurious life. And Egypt, the land of Egypt, will be the land of the hereafter as well. We will live forever here on that land, when it will be a heaven, a paradise, young, beautiful, smart, good-looking, elegant, powerful, and as we believed, age of 20, which is mid-age, because ancient Egyptians died young. Life expectancy was 40, more or less. So mid-age, which is the best age, is 20. So they are forever inhaling that life from the hand of the god or the goddess in front of them to live forever. Thank you.
What a beautiful explanation. And so we hope that you can now inhale the essence of Egypt that we are sending out to you wherever you are watching. Love and blessings to everyone.
Thank you.
Time to go back to the boat, have a good evening and a meal. One more video, folks. See you then.